specialize in the regulatory environment in mining. And I think at the moment, some of the biggest topics within the sector relate to that. So I'd like to explore some of the biggest issues with regards to regulation in mining. And I think the first question I want to ask you is, you have played a pivotal role with regards to the mining charter. What for you has been the most important aspect of the mining charter?
Well, I think that the most important part has been the fact that there was great involvement and engagement with the Minister and the industry when prior to the mining charter being published. So I do believe that a lot of the issues that were previously not discussed under the Zwane Charter, because we're talking about Mining Charter 3 at the moment, have been aired between the industry and the department, which in itself is a major plus. And I do believe that because of that, issues such as relating to the inclusion of women, the inclusion of communities, the inclusion of youth have been addressed and have been brought forward in this mining charter. Now the big question is, are people actually going to know how to comply with it? And deadline date is the end of March this year for the first compliance issue to be put forward.
So one of the other major regulatory topics that comes to mind is around carbon tax and coal.
Yeah.
Lili, what is your stance on renewables in the mining sector?
So I think my stance is a little bit more of an unemotional stance. A lot of the sentiment in the South African context specifically, actually in the global context, is around more renewable energies and just transition and moving away from coal as a result of the negative impacts that it has on the environment. We literally live in a country where coal is one of the main sources or minerals that we have access to. So my view is that we should continue to mine coal. We should continue to utilize these resources. It is at the moment the best and cheapest form for us, and slowly but surely start to diversify, get the mining companies to start diversifying, bring the renewables in, but over a period of time, not just shut it down because of the emotional sentiment around it.
Okay, so with that said, we've discussed two big issues already. What do you foresee as being the biggest legal issue facing the mining sector in South Africa in 2020?
I believe that is going to be the involvement of communities. It is all good and well to have a legal regulatory regime which stipulates how communities should be or how the industry should engage with communities. There have been recent resettlement guidelines that were published for comment by the Minister in December, and so it's definitely topical in that the Minister is very well aware of the issues relating to communities and the engagement aspects with the industry. But I think it goes beyond just the legal regulatory framework. The mining industry actually has to understand from a traditional perspective, from an emotive perspective, how to operate within the traditional authorities setup and within community structures themselves, not just from a legal tick box scenario. And I think that is going to be the most challenging for the mining industry this year.
So we've spoken a lot of challenges. Do you think, or what is your outlook for the mining industry in South Africa? Are you positive?
I am incredibly optimistic. I believe that there is a lot of opportunity out there in the industry. Just from my own legal practice, I've seen a lot of interest, offshore interest in fact, and also the junior miners starting to raise their heads and finding those assets which the majors potentially don't see as of interest to them anymore. So I do believe that there's opportunity for the juniors to take their role and their place. We just need to look at the regulatory regime around junior mining. But I think that we've got a great year ahead of us.
Lili, thank you. Great views on some interesting topics. Much appreciated.
Sure. Thanks.
For more great insights, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.